Hi, Internet family. Karis here. I'm teaching a Reiki course this upcoming October 2025 on Tuesday evenings. Enrollment is still open, so I wanted to come on here and answer a few questions that I keep getting about Reiki. So, first off, what is Reiki? It is healing energy. It comes from the same place, depending on your spirituality. If you are a religious person, you could say it's the love and the love light of God or whatever it is that you worship. If you are not a spiritual or religious person, you can say it's just the universal life force. Whatever you believe in, it is the same. Doesn't matter what you believe in. But as far as you thinking about it, do what feels best to you. And really, with Reiki, the proof is in the pudding. It just works. All humans have an electromagnetic system, and Reiki works with the energy and the electricity in your body. So think about when someone does massage to heal another person. The massage works by them physically moving muscles, ligaments, things in your body to move around the lymph and the blood and the tension and whatever it may be. Reiki is similar. Although rather than manipulating the body with touch, it is a way of paying attention and channeling and moving energy through the body. So when you do Reiki, you don't have to firmly touch the way that you do a massage. You just lightly touch, or you can even float over and not touch at all when you do Reiki. It depends on the preference of the practitioner and also of the person receiving Reiki. I have had people tell me they would rather me float above because they could feel the energy better when we did that. Speaking of feeling energy, Reiki is one type of energy healing. It's not all encompassing, every type of energy healing, just like you have dance and everyone can dance. Every being can dance, but you have certain types of dance. So let's say tango. Tango does not encompass every single style of dance. And what makes tango tango is certain techniques that you do that combine to create tango inside dance. So, Reiki similarly is certain awarenesses and techniques you do to channel energy healing, although energy healing is natural for every person. So, let's have a little demonstration, shall we? Rub your hands together, get them nice and hot, have the pressure be high. So you're working up that heat between your palms, okay? I've taught this to people over 70 and people under 5 years old. And I've taught hundreds of people how to do this particular thing I'm about to show you. And I want to say in hundreds of people, I've only had 2 or 3 people who couldn't feel this. So if you don't feel anything, you're not alone, but you are in the far minimum. Okay, are your hands warm? All right, rub them. We're going to stop and hold them tight together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, stop. And hold them tight together. And you should feel a buzz between your hands. This is natural, okay? Now separate your hands just the tiniest bit. I mean like a millimeter apart, just so they're not touching. And hold and just wait. And now bring them a little bit farther apart, so they're maybe quarter inch apart. Hold and wait. And now bring them to where they're about an inch apart, okay? So you can see your hands are clearly not touching. And now bring your awareness into your palms and your fingers and just gently kind of move your hands a little bit. And what you'll find is that there's a field of energy between your hands. When you push in, you feel resistance like there's a balloon. When you pull out, you feel resistance like there's bubble gum between your hands. And that's an example. And play with it, see. And this is fun if this is the first time you've done it, because you can just look at your hands and see clearly there's nothing touching me, but I'm feeling energy. Also, people who get pits in their stomach when they're stressed or tummy aches, that's headaches sometimes are a way that energy runs. And so you having that physical sensation is an indication of what's happening with the energy. So what Reiki does is uses those bits of awareness, just like you could feel in your hands, but you had to focus to do it. Just like right now, the clothes on your body, you can feel them, although you might not be focusing on them. So there are all kinds of things we can feel and be aware of, but we may not be actively aware of them because what's the use? What's the value? And many natural healers who are really good at Reiki and other forms of healing do have this natural propensity, but when they don't know what to do with this awareness, we just tuck it back in the back of our minds. So if you're someone who's been told you have naturally healing hands or a healing touch, or you just feel like a healer, Reiki might be for you. Also, I will say something that commonly gets brought up is if someone identifies as Christian, as a follower of Jesus Christ, can they practice Reiki? And the answer is yes, you can. I mean, Jesus was one of the best energy healers throughout all time, if not the best. We know this. And he said, everything I can do and more, y'all can do. I'm not claiming that any human can do energy healing in the form of Reiki or anything else better than Christ. He was obviously the blueprint, the way, the truth, and the life, right? But no way does that go against any divine order, just the same way as if you broke your arm, you would go to the doctor and not say, oh, well, God wanted me to break my arm, so therefore I should never get healing. It's not against God to heal. Actually, it is channeling the love of God to heal. Okay. The last thing I'll cover here is the timing of it. The way I was taught and the way I teach Reiki, and Reiki has 4 levels. First level is level 1, which the certification is coming with for the October course. Then there's level 2. And level 1, you do Reiki on yourself. You learn how to feel Reiki, balance your own nervous system, that kind of thing. In Reiki 2, you learn how to give Reiki to others and you learn how to send distance Reiki. And then in level 3, you learn the master Reiki system and more official technique, not more official, they're all official, sorry, more specific techniques about being a moving embodiment of Reiki through the world. And level 3 is called master level. And then level 4 is when you're taught how to teach Reiki, the teaching techniques, and that's master teacher level. So what I'm teaching is Reiki level 1. Some people teach 1 and 2 combined in like a weekend training. I was taught in a completely different way and I teach in a completely way. I don't combine layers 1 and 2 of Reiki, levels 1 and 2 rather of Reiki. I break them up because the way that I was taught and the way I teach, level 1, you're sending Reiki through yourself. And in order to finalize your certification and your attunement to Reiki, at the end of learning Reiki 1, you have to give Reiki to yourself for 21 days in a row consecutively. 21-day Reiki, classic practice, consistent every day. At the end of that is when your attunement is really in, because you can feel the Reiki. You're not ready to give Reiki to anybody else until you feel it in yourself flowing through your body for 21 days. Here's another thing that not everybody teaches, but again, I was taught it and I teach it, and it's that it is unethical because Reiki is intelligent on its own. It's the love light of God, Goddess, all that is, whatever you want to call it. So it goes to where it's needed. If someone has an ankle injury and you give Reiki to their shoulder, they may feel it in their ankle. It happens all the time. It goes to where it's needed. So if you haven't given Reiki to yourself that day on a daily basis, if you try to give Reiki to someone else, all of the Reiki is not going to go to them, since it has to pass through you, you're the conduit, it will go to wherever you need it. So that's why I was taught it is unethical to give Reiki to another person if you have not given Reiki to yourself that day. And not all teachers teach that. And especially because often people who are called to do energy healing are givers. We can sometimes forget to pour into ourselves. But now, with as crazy as the world is, you guys, it's all the more reason to be walking around with harmonized, balanced, regulated nervous systems. So that's the deal with Reiki. So we're meeting every Tuesday in October, 7 p.m. Eastern, for an hour, maybe a little longer, depending on questions and stuff. And that's the Reiki course. Enrollment is now open, and it will be open either until classes are full, or I usually shut it a few days before class starts so everybody has time to prepare. But I'm really excited. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. I know this is a bit of a long video, but there's so much more to cover. And Reiki is a beautiful practice. And it has benefited me in my life as much or more than anything I've ever learned, anything I've ever known. And something else that I'll end on is everyone who does Reiki over time customizes it to their own way, to what they're good at, to what occurs to them. And Reiki really is an open door. If you're an intuitive, if you're someone who does spiritual work, it's likely that all of your gifts are going to get ramped up when you start flowing Reiki through you, because we're all meant to do this kind of work. This is part of why we're here in these bodies on this planet right now. So it's likely that other stuff will open up, but that's normal. And there will be lots of conversation about whatever's happening to you and lots of guidance for it, for you as you go through it. I don't know if y'all can hear that plane. It's quite loud from where I'm sitting. Anyway, so I'm going to give you all a little Reiki pop. If you can't feel this at all, if you can't feel anything about Juju, then it may be that Reiki is not for you. It's not for everyone. But if you can feel this, then you know that Reiki may be for you. And I will say too, I've been a Reiki practitioner since 2003, so it's been 22 years. I've been a master teacher since 2019, so that's been 6 years. And this is the first time I'm teaching a group class on the internet for Reiki, because I wanted to be sure that it worked long distance. And now I know it does because I've taught it to individuals and seen that it did work. So now I'm willing to teach it online, but I waited until I was sure. Okay, take a deep breath. Intend to get whatever you need from this Reiki pop I'm about to send you. I will intend to give you whatever you need. And release. And here's some Reiki flowing your way, you guys. Just sending you a nice boost of light, of internal harmony, of peace, of clarity, of the way to move forward, of seeing everything that you have available to you and having the right choices on what you do with all of it. Okay, you guys, if you have any questions, please let me know. If you felt something right now, Reiki may be for you. Like I said, if you didn't feel anything at all, it might not be for you. And that's okay. It's not for everyone. Not everyone's called to every single path, and that's fine. But I'm here to answer questions if you have them. And if you want to sign up for the Reiki course, come over to my website and sign up. It's open for enrollment right now and will be probably up until we're about to start or until the class gets filled with spots. All right, love y'all. Have a beautiful day. Bye.